we have. So as I explained in my talk, I'm working on so-called innovation fields, and these innovation fields can be technology forward or market back. Technology forward would be, for example, 3D printing, where technology is out there and we are looking what could be an application that is interesting for that. The opposite example is biosensing and interfaces, where we are really going to patient groups and we're looking at their needs and trying to design exactly what is needed for this patient group for making their life easier. So in these two directions, I think there is different need for pushing forward to getting customer insights. As I said, market back, you are working with a customer. Technology forward, that's normally pencil neck geeks that want to work on their technologies. They think it's sexy, they know it, and you have to push them in some way. And that's exactly what we try to do in every step of our end-to-end process. So even my team is doing a market study in the field. For example, we are looking now into smart farming, and I'm doing workshops with greenhouse farmers in the Netherlands to really understand what is the issue and is there an issue we can work on. I guess this is really mandatory in this time because development cycles are getting faster and faster, and you really need to understand what is this thing that you are going to develop useful for.
Yeah, maybe I can add a little bit what we do at Borg Atlas. It's a bit what Thales does. We have a digital studio that we founded. It's off-site, somewhere where we have no site at all. And it has actually two things. Two main reasons are, of course, exploring, fostering digitalization, see what can be done, what are the trends, and invite all the different functions in the company to think about what is it actually, what could it mean for my profession, and how can I test out stuff, that is minimum viable products. At the same time, it helps us in changing the culture of the company. If you do these real big programs, big breakthroughs, and you want to foster these technology platforms, what we have fostered is a culture of not 80-20, but 99-1. So the reverse, people go on the outside because they're so proud of the technology platforms we have now, that they say before I come with the next generation, it really needs to be completely working, foolproof, what have you. And that is what we want to break, because that is, we want to foster this culture of also trying out, daring to try out stuff. So we use the cases this digital studio works on as a kind of examples that we hope creates a kind of a pull in the culture into the right direction.
So maybe also comment from consumer goods perspective. There it is probably simpler because we have a bunch of different test methods during the whole development process. It starts with more or less in vitro or physical tests on performance, then goes to parallel and that concept tests from marketing, so how to offer, propose a product to the consumer, and what is the consumer feedback on that. And then we have a Beauty Insight Center where we directly confront consumers with our products from the lab. So when they are still in the development stage, not yet finalized, not the final package and so on. And then we observe them, or we ask them also about the application properties. Can they handle the packaging? Do they need a different cap? Do they prefer a pump, whatever? Even under real life situations in a... We have to test this one.
Yeah, I think what's important is the relationship between the customer and the R&D and the product manager inside the relationship. And that relationship starts and ends, and it's got a life cycle. And maybe at the beginning, the R&D is pushing for ideas in 10 years from now where the customer is saying, I want something now that solves my issue. And then as we go forward, maybe at the end, the product shapes, but the iteration is about the relationship between those two parties. And it's very important that the link between those two parties is never broken, so there is a constant communication and enhancement and steering, so it's the agile methodologies right spot on to do that, because every time, every 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you gather together and you resynchronize the communication about the product. Do we have the same view on the product? Is it still what we had in mind? Oh, it's changed. Okay, how can we adapt, etc.
I have a
Thank you. Yep. Is there a question? Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, I have a quick question for all of us actually. I think this so far is a great conference, and I'm taking a lot out of this conference. So I'm very positive about it. Having said that, I'm wondering. I think the title is R&D transformation, and what are we saying that we're gonna do differently tomorrow than what we have been doing for the past 10, 15 years. I mean, trying to connect our scientists, trying to get close to the customer, trying to be, using somehow the immediate technology. I mean, again, I don't want to be mean in no ways, but I'm just like, where is the big shift? That's my first question. And if we have difficulties with that one, I have a second one, which is, I think we speak a lot about digitals driven by millennials, people, expectation, and so on and so forth. And I'm afraid I don't see many of them in this room, which to me is also a kind of challenge, I guess, on how we approach the innovation tomorrow. That's it.
Well, I'll take a stab at the first question. So, to drive R&D transformation is a test and learn mindset. So the reason why I'm so passionate about these approaches is that it's bringing the scientific method to product development. Everybody's making assumptions. You turn those into a testable hypothesis. You bring the rigor of scientific test to marketing. Marketing often has been seen as an art, not a science. You bring the scientific method to marketing. So you can start with marketing and do voice of customer surveys, but that's very qualitative. The fidelity information you get from that is very low. So then you have to do disciplined experiments. And that's where the true power and rigor and expertise comes from R&D. So we have a saying that if you're not embarrassed by your first MVP, you've left it too late to test it with the customers.
Do you want to answer the question or okay? No, don't. So did you get the answer that you wanted or an answer?
He didn't got, unfortunately, the second answer. I was expecting to the millennials. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I really like the insight, and I really appreciate, and I really learned something today, huge. Bring the scientific method to the marketing guys. But this is not what you wrote. You wrote, fail fast, fail cheap, try again, which is different from the pure scientific mind, which is validating hypothesis, which is good. So let's speak about proof of concepts. And Walid said, we need more proof of concepts, and technology is available everywhere. Everybody got mad about startups, about tech scouting, about having proof of concept, aggregating them, do demo tech in an agile way, please. But I think the researchers inside has to be put it in competition with the outside world who's making proof of concept. So this means that our researchers will not be anymore a center for competencies and expertise, but will be a center for productive proof of concepts. And then the programs have to aggregate the proof of concepts from inside with the one from outside in order to do demo tech. And again, I'm starting to put the question, and nobody spoke about, what about the killer of the innovation? I don't know for you, but the killer for innovation in what I'm seeing, in my experience, is the famous supply chain manager. He's not a bad guy, but he is not incentivized at all to adopt other proof of concepts that the crazy guys from innovating successfully develop a good demo tech, The guys from marketing embrace the demo tech. Yeah, I could sell it like bread. And then the supply chain manager, yeah, I'm sorry, but I will never qualify these startups, and these startups. Over. Discussion over.
So do you agree in the panel?
Very passionate.
I like innovation.
I worked at Hooks, I worked at Novartis, I was the CEO of a startup company, we were up to 50 people, and now back in a big corporate, let's say. And I would